Welcome to the first session of the week. We're working with Lesson A from Unit 9, Holiday in South Africa from our course book, Face to Face Second Edition. And I'm your instructor, Joey Walker. In this session, we will learn expressions from holidays or vacation. Remember, cultural note, a holiday is what for Americans is a vacation. So we'll check vocabulary related to holiday or vacations. All right. We're going to learn the infinitive of purpose. Okay. And the past simple. We will review past simple. Now, let's start with the vocabulary. Here, we use the verb have. Have, for example, have a good time, have a nice time, have a great time, have fun, just like this girl. The other one that we can use with the verb have is have a picnic. So when we go out for our vacation, we want to have fun, have a great time. And one of the activities that we can do is basically have a picnic. Once you leave the city where you usually stay or where you usually live, you have two options either to stay with friends or family, check, in the couch, in the sofa with friends or family, they live in another city, or can stay at a hotel. Okay? We say stay with family and friends, stay with family or friends, stay at a hotel. Other activities that we can do, you can rent. For example, you can rent a boat. Here it says rent a boat. We can rent a car, or you can rent a bicycle or rent a bike. For example, the Ecobici from Mexico City. That will be an option. Okay, so these are some activities that we can do to move around the city that we're visiting on our vacations or holidays, right? How about the next one? The verb would be go. We can go skiing. Remember this word skiing just from the last lesson from outdoor activities. We can go sightseeing. Remember, sightseeing is to go and see areas of interest, buildings, museums. So you can go sightseeing. You can go camping if you like outdoors, the countryside, green areas. You can go camping, and you can go diving or scuba diving. For example, you have the breather, the oxygen tank, and you go deep down. All right. Now, the next one would be go to. We can, whenever we're on vacation, we can go to the beach, or we can opt for something if it's a city, like go to a museum. That would be another option. Go to the beach or go to the museum. Here, another way to travel. We can go on public transportation, for example, go by bus, go by train, go by subway train, go by taxi or board a taxi, or can you can go around. You can go walking, you can go around walking the city or specific areas. So those are some options of things that we can do on a holiday or on a vacation, right? So whenever we go on vacation, we have other two options. For example, you can go on a tour, or you can go on a guided tour. You can go on a boat trip. If you remember, I don't know if you have been to Acapulco. This is one of the boat trips that Acapulco has, the Bonanza. All right, so this is some other activities that we can go whenever we're on vacation. Okay, other vocabularies related to this. Example, we have a park. But what kind of park is this? Well, this is a wildlife park. You can see a rhinoceros or a rhino, if you want to say it short, a zebra. We have some giraffes and we have some people there. For example, Bioparque Estrella would be an example of that, or maybe in in Guadalajara, you can say the safari. There's a safari here also And the safari is in Guerrero, in between Guerrero and Morelos. There's an area like this, and also there's one in Guadalajara, I believe. African Safari. It's the name. Okay, some other attractions or some other things that you can do. You can go on a cable car. Check. I know that in Zacatecas there's a cable car, and they're building one right now in Mazatlan. That's what they have plans for, or I don't know if they're already constructing it or if this is already there. But this is a cable car. Here you have animals like a whale. This is for the vocabulary that we are doing in the lesson. And here we have a cell. Remember, a cell is when you get arrested, you did something wrong, you go to jail, specifically a cell. Remember, the difference between a cell and jail. The jail basically is the big complex for people that have been consigned and have been trialed and been proven guilty. So in this case, that would be our prison. Here we have another animal, an elephant. Then we have obviously the last but not least, tourists. Whenever we go out on vacations, we tend to be tourists, or we see a lot of tourists around the city. Okay, so that's the end for the vocabulary related to this topic. So let's go to the grammar. Remember, we're reviewing past simple, affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Past simple affirmative, we use the verb with ed if it's a regular verb, or we use the irregular conjugation. For example, here we say, I live in London. But in past, we would say, I lived in London. We add the ed and pronounce it td or ed. Now, we can say other verbs. For example, I stayed at a hotel. She stayed with some friends in Acapulco. Okay. Now, the other option could be if it's an irregular verb. For example, he ate he ate sushi. He ate sushi. In this case, ate past tense of eat. So remember here we use directly the ed conjugation for regular verbs and irregular verb conjugation for all of the pronouns. The negative, we use did not or contraction didn't. For example, I did not live in London or I didn't live in London. Or we can say he didn't stay at a hotel or she didn't stay with friends. We can say we did not eat sushi. Check. Whenever we use did not, we use the base form of the verb live, not lived. Eat, not ate. Stay, not stayed. Same case here, but with an interrogative form, we use did. For start, a yes no question or question word here. Where did you live? Who did you stay with? Okay, who, when, where, we can add it here, but we used it. And we use the verb. Which verb? The base form, not NED. So did you live in London? Did he eat sushi? Did she stay with friends or family? Did you stay at a hotel? Did you visit the Eiffel Tower? Okay, so those are some examples. And finally, to finish with the grammar explanation, we have the infinitive of purpose. We use the verb to whenever we want to explain why we do something, to give out a reason, basically a reason. So, we have Paul and Sue went to a bank. Why did they go to a bank? To get a mortgage. Okay? Another one. This gives you the reason with the verb, infinitive of purpose. She wanted more money to buy a new car. He worked harder to finish the work on time. They learned a lot to pass their exams. They wanted him to kiss her. Ooh. She asked me to go with her. We invited our aunt to make her happier, and we sent for him to explain everything. Okay? So we have clause plus the infinitive, giving us a reason. We can use this with the vocabulary that we have learned. For example, I went to Acapulco to relax on the beach. We can also use I went to Mexico City to visit some museums. Okay, other example could be, let me see. Oh, this one. I went to my hometown to spend Christmas with my family. Okay, to spend Christmas with my family. Okay, and we can use some other examples for cities. And while you go to a city, for example, we can say, I went to the Bonanza boat ride to drink at the free bar and to enjoy the scenery. Okay, so with this, we conclude this video. I just want to ask you a question. What do you usually do whenever you are on a holiday or whenever you are on vacations? Write it down. And with this, we conclude this session. So have fun, take care, goodbye.